like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.
All right, so are you ready to dive into the biggest New Year's Eve bash on the planet?
I am so ready.
Times Square 2025.
Let's do it.
We're talking lights, that iconic ball drop,
Of course.
and a performance lineup that is going to blow you away.
Absolutely.
I found this CBS News article
Okay.
that has the entire lineup.
Oh, wow.
It is a mix of familiar favorites
Nice.
and honestly some names I had never heard of before.
Interesting.
So we'll see what those are all about.
Yeah.
First up, we have AG New W,
Okay.
which is a New York dance group.
Oh, yeah.
Always love to see some local talent.
Definitely.
Then things take a little bit of a country turn.
All right.
Carrie Underwood.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, who doesn't love a little before he cheats to get the party started?
Gothic.
But also alongside her is Megan Maroney.
Okay.
Now, I have to admit,
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, really?
So tell me a little bit about Megan Maroney.
Well, she's a rising star in the country scene.
Okay.
Her debut album, Am I
Oh.
Okay, has been making waves. And she's really known for these honest lyrics and relatable storytelling.
Cool. I'll have to check her out.
Yeah, she's definitely one to watch.
Okay, so next up we have some Latin music representation.
Right.
De La Ghetto, Greasy, and Capo.
Nice.
And hold up.
Yeah.
Are those the Jonas Brothers I see?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Apparently they're reuniting to celebrate 20 years since their debut.
That's incredible.
I know.
They've gone from like teen heartthrobs to really seasoned musicians.
Totally.
This could be a nostalgic trip down memory lane for so many people.
For sure.
I can already hear the crowd singing along to Sucker and Burn It Up.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Okay, back to the list.
All right.
We got pop star Rita Ora,
Okay.
British dance music icon Sophie Ellis-Bextor,
Oh, cool.
and the legendary TLC.
Wow.
Talk about a blast from the past.
Seriously.
Is this a typical mix for Times Square?
Yeah, they always aim for this really broad appeal,
Right.
mixing genres, generations. But this year, they've really upped the ante, I think, with the Latin music representation.
Yeah.
And just some of these artists that are really pushing the boundaries of their genres.
I'm loving it.
It's cool to see.
So I'm noticing Mickey Guyton on this list,
Okay.
a country star who's really not afraid to tackle some important social issues in her music.
Right.
And get this.
Right.
She's going to be performing a special rendition of John Lennon's Imagine right before midnight.
Oh, wow.
Talk about setting the tone for a hopeful new year.
That's a really brilliant move.
Yeah,
I mean, imagine, is this song that just transcends generations and cultures?
totally.
Really speaks to this universal desire for peace and unity.
Absolutely.
Having it right before the countdown just adds this whole other layer of meaning to the celebration,
For sure.
inviting us all to kind of reflect on our shared humanity as we enter a new year.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, I know we have a lot more ground to cover with this lineup.
Yeah.
But before we move on, there's something else I'm dying to ask you about.
Okay. You're talking about New Year's Eve Live, Nashville's Big Bash, right?
Yes.
Pretty fascinating that they're having this huge event alongside Times Square.
I was wondering if you had any thoughts on that. It's almost
No,
like
I
a
hear-
friendly rivalry
Yeah.
between the two biggest New Year's Eve celebrations.
And I think it really shows just how much Nashville's influence has grown as a music hub.
Yeah.
It used to be that country music was considered kind of niche,
Right.
but now it's attracting a global audience.
For sure.
This separate event really showcases how much talent there is in Nashville.
Yeah.
It gives viewers a choice
Right.
between that pop-infused spectacle of Times Square or the down-home rootsy vibes of Nashville.
You've convinced me.
Really?
I'm checking out both.
Awesome.
Speaking of checking things out,
Yeah.
did you notice the CBS article also lists the performance times?
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to make sure you catch Carrie Underwood,
Okay.
she's on from 11:37 to 11:46 p.m., right before the countdown.
That's right. And the Jonas Brothers are hitting the stage just after midnight
Oh, wow.
from 12:05 to 12:14 a.m. Talk about kicking off the new year with a bang.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So back to this Times Square lineup.
Yeah.
You mentioned that there are some artists pushing boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Who else besides Megan Maroney should we be looking out for?
Well, Greasy is a Colombian singer and actress
Okay.
who's been making waves in the Latin music scene.
Sure.
Her music is this fusion of like pop, reggaeton, and urban rhythms.
Right.
And she's known for these powerful vocals and just really captivating stage presence.
I'm adding her to my playlist right now.
Nice.
Oh, and before I forget, Sophie Ellis-Bextor,
Oh, yeah.
British dance music icon.
Absolutely, yeah.
What's the story there?
But she's been a staple in the UK music scene for over 2 decades.
Wow.
She's known for these really catchy melodies
Okay.
and just super glamorous style.
Cool.
I mean, her song Murder on the Dance Floor
Yeah.
is practically a New Year's Eve anthem at this point.
I love it. So we've talked about the pop,
Yeah.
country,
Mhm.
Latin music.
Right.
But the article also mentioned TLC.
Oh, yeah.
Now, is that considered a throwback act now, or are they still relevant?
Honestly, TLC is one of those groups that just transcends time.
Okay.
Their music is so timeless.
Yeah.
It had such a huge influence on R&B and pop music.
Totally.
And plus, they've always been known for their bold style and really strong female empowerment message,
Mm-hmm.
which continues to resonate with audiences today.
Right.
Seeing them perform live is just such a treat.
Especially on a night like New Year's Eve.
Absolutely.
You know, it's amazing how much variety they packed into Times Square. There really is something for everyone.
Totally.
But I'm still curious about this Nashville lineup. Can
Okay.
you give us a rundown of some of the highlights?
Of course. Well, in Nashville, you've got the heavy hitters of country music.
Okay.
Chris Stapleton, known for his soulful voice and bluesy guitar riffs.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Church, who's a bit of a rebel in the country world, pushing boundaries with that rock-infused sound.
Yeah.
And Luke Bryan, the charismatic entertainer.
I have to admit, I'm not the biggest country fan,
Yeah,
but even I know those names.
for sure.
What about the women of country?
Oh, well, Miranda Lambert is a must-see.
Okay.
She's a powerhouse vocalist
Right.
with a string of hit albums and a stage presence that just commands attention.
Cool.
She's also a fierce advocate for women in country music.
Mm-hmm.
Her songs often reflect her independent spirit and strength.
And what about Luke Combs?
Oh, Luke Combs.
It feels like his name is everywhere these days.
Well, he's become a phenomenon in country music.
Yeah.
He's got this really relatable, everyman quality that resonates with fans.
Right.
And his songs are just full of heart and honesty.
I see.
He's also been credited with bringing a more traditional sound back to country,
Okay.
which has appealed to such a wide audience.
So it's not all just pop country crossovers.
Not at all.
There's still room for those classic country vibes.
Absolutely.
Speaking of crossovers. Yeah.
There's one name on the Nashville lineup that really surprised me. Post Malone.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, Post Malone?
Yeah.
The rapper.
I know, right?
What's he doing at a country music festival?
Well, he's not your typical country artist,
All right.
but his collaborations with country stars like Keith Urban
Oh, okay.
have shown that he really appreciates the genre.
I see.
And he's also been experimenting with incorporating country influences into his own music.
Cool.
It's been met with some mixed reactions,
Yeah, I bet.
but it's definitely generated a lot of buzz.
I guess that speaks to the blurring of genre lines these days.
Totally.
Artists aren't afraid to experiment and collaborate.
Right.
And sometimes it results in something really unique and unexpected.
For sure.
So with all these amazing performances happening in Times Square and in Nashville,
Yeah.
the question
What's
is,
that?
which one would you choose if you could only be in one place?
Oh, that's a tough call.
It really is.
Both locations offer such unique experiences.
Times Square is all about that spectacle.
Yeah.
The energy of the crowd,
Right.
that iconic ball drop.
Mm,
It's a classic New Year's Eve celebration.
for sure.
It's been happening for over a century.
And Nashville is all about the music,
Yeah,
the heart and soul of country,
totally.
the chance to see some of the biggest names in the genre
Right.
perform in their element.
Absolutely.
It's a more intimate and authentic experience, I imagine.
Ever sure.
You know, it's funny, even though we're talking about two really different celebrations,
Yeah.
they both really tap into that feeling of excitement
Right.
and anticipation that comes with New Year's Eve.
Absolutely.
It's like a collective reset button,
Totally.
a chance to reflect on the past year and look ahead to the future with hope and optimism.
That's exactly it. And music just has this incredible power to amplify those emotions.
Yeah.
It creates a shared experience that transcends cultural differences and brings people together.
For sure.
So whether you're swaying to the rhythm of Latin music in Times Square or tapping your toes to a country ballad in Nashville,
Yeah.
there's this sense of unity in that shared musical experience.
It's like everyone's singing from the same songbook, even if they're singing in different languages.
Exactly.
Or styles.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of singing,
Yeah.
I'm curious,
About what?
what song would you choose to hear as the clock strikes 12?
Oh,
If you could pick any song to perfectly capture that New Year's Eve magic,
Okay.
what would it be?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
There's so many possibilities.
Wow.
I think I'd have to go with something uplifting and anthemic.
Yeah.
Something that evokes a sense of hope and possibility.
Yeah.
Maybe U2's Beautiful Day.
Yeah.
Or Coldplay's A Sky Full of Stars.
Nice.
Something that just makes you want to throw your arms up in the air and embrace the new year.
I love that.
Yeah.
Those are both great choices.
Thanks.
Personally, I'm a sucker for a good power ballad.
Okay.
So maybe something like Journey's Don't Stop Believin' or
Yes.
Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
Something that everyone can sing along to at the top of their lungs.
Uh-huh. There's something about belting out those iconic lyrics with a crowd of strangers
I know.
that just feels so liberating and unifying.
It's like this collective release of energy and emotion.
Totally.
It's like a shared catharsis,
Yeah.
a way to let go of the old and embrace the new with a sense of joy and abandon.
For sure.
And that's what I love about New Year's Eve.
What's that?
It's a chance to hit the reset button,
Yes.
to start fresh,
Right.
to dream big, and to believe in the possibility of a brighter future.
Absolutely.
And whether you're celebrating in Times Square, Nashville, or your own living room,
Yeah.
music has this power to make that experience even more meaningful and memorable.
It really does. It's all about finding those songs that resonate with you,
Right.
that capture the spirit of the moment,
Yeah.
and that inspire you to just step into the new year with a sense of purpose and possibility.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the music and magic of New Year's Eve 2025.
It's been fun.
We hope you've discovered some new artists,
Yeah.
gained some insights into the cultural significance of these celebrations, and maybe even found the perfect song to ring in the new year.
Happy New Year!
Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We'll have a ball. I'm sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.